Hey everybody, it's me. I feel like I'm driving a boat. I can't decide which side to put it on. No, I want it over here. It's Rump. No, it's me first, but I'll read Rump next. How's everybody doing? Have a busy day? It's week what? Week 2 of quarantine, week 3. I lost track. I thought today was Wednesday, but yesterday was Wednesday. Today's Thursday, which means tomorrow's Friday. I have a meeting tomorrow with all of the elementary teachers from 10 to 10:30 tomorrow. We're going to kind of put a plan together to figure out how we're going to do all of this. We're going to teach through videos, teach live on camera. Are we going to send work home to you in the mail? I don't know. Something's going to happen. We'll get it right. Anyhow. Oh, did you see that? What is that right there? Wait a minute. Is that a big gray patch on my face? What's that? A lot of gray. Arg. I'm getting old. This looks like my dad right there. I should probably shave that off. Alright. I haven't done anything since school got out. It's kind of a little scruffy. No, I'll get it done. Anyhow. Rump. So we left off last night with Rump making a bargain with Opal. Do you remember what it was? Do you remember? Do you remember? Yeah? Yeah. That's right, Declan. That's right. The bargain is she has to guess his full name. And even he doesn't even know his full name. He thinks it might be Rumple, but he's not certain, right? So, good job, Declan. You were listening. I always knew you were my favorite. All right, Hudson's back there too. And is that what you were going to say too, Hudson? Thought so. And Rayleigh, you too? Okay, Rayleigh was going to say, I know, Rayleigh, I know. You always are paying attention. I know you. You're a good student. You're one of my favorites too. Donovan, I know. You're one of my favorites too. It says so in the book, right? Did you see it? Did everybody log into Book Creator yet and create a book? I hope so. If you haven't, log on in. Create a book. Show me what you're doing during the day. That'd be kind of fun. Yeah. I'm going to try reading Rump, and then you're all going to get to bed. Brush your teeth, clean your hands, wash your face, get into your jammies, off to bed. No arguing. Come on now. All right. Here we go. Rump. Later, Opal strolled into the room with a list of names written on a long scroll. Is your name Gaspar? Or Melanchior? Balthazar? Those are very rare names. Is it one of those? And I stared at her in disbelief. Rump, I said. My name has always started with Rump. But that can't be your real name. It's only part of my real name. She looked confused and stared down at her parchment. Is it Nebuchadnezzar? I stopped my spinning and stared at her. Was she serious? My sympathy for Opal was fading with the thickening of her skull. That is not my name. Oh, was all she said, and she turned away, sighing at all the work that she had wasted. Opal stared blankly at the parchment a bit longer, and then scratched out and fell asleep in straw, her arms reaching toward her sleeping baby. As soon as Opal fell asleep, the miller snorted awake, rubbed his eyes, and grinned at all the gold. He took a large sack and began filling it with gold. "That's good," he said, looking at the gold, not me. "Plenty for all." He stuffed the sack to the brim and then staggered out of the room with the bulging sack flung over his shoulder. The first day was gone, and though the pile of gold grew above my head, the straw still loomed like a mountain. A few pixies crawled through the cracks in the floorboards. All the gold and magic must have awakened them from their winter sleep. They danced and chirped around me and the spinning wheel for a minute, and then they nestled in the coils of gold and fell asleep. Buzzards. How I longed to join them. Chapter 29. Guessing Games for Finding Names. Sheepshanks, Crookshanks, Spindleshanks. I allowed Opal to rattle off any ridiculous name she wanted. The fact that my name actually began with Rump still hadn't gotten through. Either way, it would all come to nothing, but at least it kept her from crying. Gibbledy-shanks, Woolly-shanks, Peppershanks. The door opened and the miller entered. Opal crumpled up her list of silly names and jumped away from me, but the miller took notice of her. He went right to the gold and started to refill his sack. "I think we will exceed the king's expectations, even if we do not give him all the gold." And he laughed wickedly as he stuffed the sack with gold. "Yes, he'll never notice the difference." Opal glared at her father. "What makes you think you can keep any of it? I could tell him, you know. I am the queen." The miller smiled. "You could tell him just as easily as I could tell him it was not you who spun the gold. How do you think the king would take that?" Opal clamped her mouth shut and looked away. The miller cast his gaze on me, and I quickened my foot on the treadle. Then he left. As soon as the door had snapped shut, Opal spouted off another trio of names. Bindershanks, Spindershanks, Thistleshanks. She went through 100 Shanks names and continued to speak to servants and messengers through the crack of the door as they handed her new lists. Some of the names made me glad I was called Rump. Who would want to name their child Peabody? I'd rather be a Rump than a Peabody. Opal kept busy with the names, unless the miller was present, and when Archie needed feeding, she seemed quite peeved to have to stop. She had become so obsessed with finding my name, she forgot why she was looking for it in the first place. In the meantime, the miller was piling the gold in little stacks and counting them. Frederick and Bruno helped him, but the miller slapped their hands if they lingered on the skeins too long. Sometimes they'd watch me spin with a kind of awe, and I almost thought they were admiring me, but their eyes were only on the gold. Red tried to communicate with me at first, making faces and shaking her head this way and that, but after a while she gave up and sank into herself, just staring into the fire and sleeping in small stretches. Oswald gave Red and me stale bread and moldy cheese to eat, but Red didn't eat any, and I worried. I stuffed the food in my mouth and spun faster. Even if it was vile, I needed the energy to finish my task. Opal continued guessing names for me. Adelbrecht, Herberchick, Zettelmeiger. That is not my name, I said, and continued to spin. With the whir, whir, whir of the wheel, I heard rumple, 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 trapped, trapped, trapped. Ferdinand, Ferdinando, Egenhard. That is not my name. Opal began to despair, and my guilt deepened. I had given her false hope. Maybe I had given myself false hope. as if there really could be more to me than just a tangled mess. Whir, 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 rumple, 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 trapped, trapped, trapped. And we'll stop right there. All right. Now do what you need to do to get yourself in that bed. I keep looking over there as if someone's going to open the door. Actually, it's over there. I don't know which direction my eyes look when I look at you. Actually, let's see if I can do a test. Nope, I have to look that way. Anyhow, good night. See you tomorrow. Toodaloo.